I'm always reminded, PayPal and subscribe. Anita Anand in the cabinet shuffle became the president of the Treasury Board. And for a few weeks, Canadians basked in her story that she is going to ask everybody to cut $15 billion from their budgets. All the other ministers had to come up with these checks and all these cuts. And people are saying, well, man, finally somebody has got their heads screwed on in that government. And then we realize that, well, she's looking for the cuts. That doesn't mean she's going to cut spending. It just means the spending is going to go somewhere else. Where do governments get the idea that they just have to continuously spend money? We know it's not being spent on good things like Via Rail, which is a disgrace, or like the Trans-Canada Highway. Or there's a park in Ontario where the bridge has been out for 5 years. Parks Canada simply can't figure it out. It's not that they're running out of money, they simply can't do things. But the governments we have always think they have to spend. They don't have to spend themselves into our good books. If they want to get into the good books of most Canadians, they'd stop spending on stupid things. Another stupid thing. Well, the city of Toronto has a huge deficit. It is begging for billions of dollars. At the same time, the new mayor is saying she wants to rename a street. It's going to cost tens of millions of dollars to rename that street. Not less than, and that doesn't even include the private sector having to change all their addresses and everything. Why? Because some academics say that Dundas, way back when, may have been soft on slavery. Well, 3 mayors, previous mayors, and more academics are saying that's simply a load of baloney. That's not true. And most people don't even know who Dundas was. So for some people to say, oh, it's hurtful to have this street called Dundas, no one knows. It's sort of like the academics in old religions trying to debate how many angels danced on the head of a pin. Give it your best shot. Debate all you want. I want the academics who are in favor of Dundas and the academics who are not in favor of Dundas to have their debates. But why do they have to charge us tens of millions of dollars to fund those debates, much less to fund the result of those debates? Keep it out there, keep it in the universities, but don't let governments come along and say, oh, we have to change this, because if they do one road, there's about 5 or 6 other roads in your villages, in your towns, in your cities that I just say they're fringe. Fringe are going to say, oh, it's so hurtful to have those names. We're going to rename it some native name that no one ever knows about. And most Indigenous people have no idea either about that when they rename them those names. There's a small minority in Canada that has the tail of governments, and they get paid an awful lot of money, your money, to have these debates, to have these social changes in Canada, and it all comes down to what? More debt for you. Governments, stop spending. Liberties and freedom of speech are under attack in Canada like never before. So let's keep this discussion on the air. PayPal, write a check, and please include your address so I can write a thank you letter to you. And ask your friends, please subscribe. It's important to keep this on the air. And thank you.